It didn't take long for the fellas and lovely ladies of Chicago to figure out why Target was closing 2 of their stores in the south side of Chicago. That's a euphemism for the black neighborhoods of Chicago. The reason was very obvious. It's all about white racism directed at black people. And for some reason, the white racists at Target are just sick and tired of making all this money in their retail stores. So they're going to shut their store down, presumably giving Walmart, Sears, whomever else is in business, Kmart, presumably giving them a chance to make all this money. Curiously, as of this recording, they're not really lining up to go into that big box. Let's see what happened in Chicago. Then let's head down to Baltimore, because we've already done this story in Baltimore, except the people in Baltimore were a little more open about why Target was closing stores in black neighborhoods there.
Well, Allen, Target says it is committed to the Chicago area market, and they are remodeling several of their stores in the area. But that isn't helpful for the customers of stores here in Chatham and in Morgan Park, who will now have to go several miles out of their way to get to another Target. Customers making a Target run at this Chatham location are finding out the store will only be open for a few more months. It will close its doors in February.
I don't understand. It's a beautiful store, and everybody in here has nice personalities.
Target announced it's closing 2 of its 5 Southside stores, the Chatham location and one in Morgan Park. Customers point out both locations are in predominantly African-American neighborhoods.
It's a shame that they always got to close stores in black neighborhoods.
A spokesperson for Target says geography does not factor into its decision, saying Target typically closes a small number of underperforming stores every year following a rigorous evaluation process to maintain the overall health of our business. The decision to close a store is always difficult and comes after a store has shown several years of decreasing profitability.
The location was always busy. Every time I went there, lines were long, people were there. So I was a little taken aback and surprised that they said the store was underperforming and decided to close it.
6th Ward Alderman Roderick Sawyer says the Chatham store is a prime location for a retailer and has already reached out to potential developers.
If their decision is their loss for getting out the neighborhood, I think it was more attributable to bad management as opposed to underperformance.
In the meantime, customers say they had come to rely on having a Target nearby for whatever they need.
Like if I need a loaf of bread or whatever, candy for Halloween or whatever. It was very convenient. Now I just think it's awful.
What is behind Target's decision to close the store in Mondawmin Mall?
We got to this scene around 3 in the afternoon. When we arrived here at the Mondawmin Mall, there were probably anywhere from 400 to 500 rioters, mostly youth. It was a very chaotic situation.
State Senator Barbara Robinson says a company representative told her employee thefts were a problem.
With the declining in sales and the upscale, the declining, the increase in theft, that was one of the contributing factors.
This is just ongoing, and it's not stopping.
Target has not responded to an inquiry tonight about thefts at the Mondawmin store.
Shrinkage or theft is always an issue in any type of retail. And I don't know if this particular location was greater than any other particular location for Target.
Okay, people of Chicago, I want you to think with me just take a moment. I want you to stay with me. Think. So there's a lot of people in your stores, right? In Target, long lines, people, big full parking lots, a lot of people. They're spending money, but Target's starting to lose money there. How do you explain that? For some of these stores, the pharmacy is the big cash cow because people in the African-American neighborhoods are getting all these government-written prescriptions for very expensive drugs. Boom, you go to Target, you get your prescription, and the pharmacy's making a ton of money. Okay, people of Chicago, here's what I want you to repeat after me. Colin. Target is leaving Chicago. Target is leaving Chicago because there's too much black crime and violence at the Target in black neighborhoods. Hey, wait a minute, Colin. We're not going to say that. That's going to make too many damn black kids angry.